What would you say to the entrepreneur who maybe they're not in hair care, but they're in any business? What would you say to them as far as the inspiration to keep going and not stop, or maybe know when to stop, know your limits? I don't know. What's your philosophy?
Well, I have tidbits and input and suggestions for any entrepreneur. First of all, like we kind of touched on, make sure you always start with a mentor. Like I said, I got one later and it really helped me avoid a lot of pitfalls. I know a lot of us like to go it alone. We're strong, we're independent, and we wear that as a badge of honor, but sometimes that can hinder us.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit about, because you do bring up an excellent point. Let's talk about what a mentor should look like for
someone. A mentor needs to be someone, number one, that has the time to actually sit with you, at least say once a month, and offer guidance, offer support, offer connections, and just be there to support your journey. You definitely want someone in your industry that's going to help you. That's what helped me. And make sure that this person just really is going to be invested in you. But then you also want to make sure that beyond having a mentor, you do your due diligence. I see you all have a lot of great ideas, right? They're great ideas. Every day someone has a great idea. But doing your due diligence will determine if you're able to actually take that idea and make it a sustainable business. So ideas happen, but then if you don't see it through, how do you know it's actually going to be one that's going to be profitable? So research it, see if there's a need for the product you're looking at, see what the market holds. Like if do a focus group and show the product, show the idea, see what people's perception will be of it. Test the market first. Take your time on it versus just going right to market. That's very important. This is a little bit different from a lot of philosophies, but I recommend not getting funding out the gate. Going into debt is not to me, some people say get funding right away. In my perspective, getting funding out the gate can cause you to be in debt, and then you can lose your shirt easily. But if you're working with a smaller budget, because like I wasn't able to get a small business loan despite having great credit, personal credit. I could not get a business loan. I had a great business plan, all the things, still couldn't get one. And it wound up being a blessing because I worked with a lot less. But what I did was I was really diligent with those pennies. Okay. So I made them work really hard. I had really great marketing guerrilla ideas. I really had to, really go hard and not just spend, maybe throw money at full page ads and TV, commercials, like without having all of the ducks in a row. It really did create a lot of focus and intentionality. And I invested, once I launched, I invested every penny made back from the company, back into the company. But it enabled me to really be diligent with the money, a good steward, and spend wisely, and then grow it organically. Now, I think it definitely could have been beneficial to have had maybe 30 additional $1,000, 40, 50 potentially. But I was definitely a good steward with it and worked it.
That's wonderful. And you touched a little bit on funding. A lot of times, like you said, we have ideas, and in the minority community, the funding is not available. The loans aren't available to us. Right. And that's kind of been the resounding message here on season 3 with the guests. Everybody has had that struggle. Do you have any recommendations or tips when it's just not available? And I think you touched on start slow, use your own funds.
Yeah. Yep. Tap into Super Scent did with Krilla Case. What's the name of this? She actually got the support of her community and did a crowdfunding, I think she did, right? And got people to support and believe in her. So start with your community. And definitely try to go. One thing that works too, the big banks won't help you, like a Chase, Bank of America. They typically aren't going to help. But find a local neighborhood bank with maybe 1 or 2 or 3 branches, and they're more invested in the community, right? Right. So then if they see that you connect with the vice president or the president, and they feel like you have a great business plan, great idea, you connect with them, they may help you with a line of credit and some other funding. So start with getting a relationship with a local bank, a local small bank.
Local small. Yeah. That's excellent.
I think a lot of people in this Instagram, Insta famous, turn a product into, profits overnight. People think it doesn't require a lot of work out the gate because people see Super Scent with, she made $1 million in 30 minutes. That is not the norm. expect to be in the game 7 years, okay, before you see true profit. It may be less, it may be more, but do not expect to get out the gate with success at that level. It's just not the norm. She was an influencer first, right? With massive following. And which is great because it helped build, fuel for her company. But I want people not to be discouraged and think that it should happen overnight, or if it doesn't happen overnight, I'm not successful. Just keep building it and going after it and grow it over time.
Right. It's a journey.
It's a journey.
Definitely a journey.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on Big Texas Bossin. Welcome back anytime. We've enjoyed you. You dropped a lot of nuggets that I know the viewers will love. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to Big Texas Bossin podcast. If you like these conversations, be sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on all social media platforms at Big Texas Bossin. Tag us on social at #BTB.